Hi, this is Nathan Walldorf, your 2016 president of the Greater Chattanooga Association of Realtors. And in case you all missed our member breakfast, I wanted to make sure that you understood what's going on with this proposed bylaw change and charter amendments that are coming up. So later this week, you're going to get something in your email to vote on making these changes. So a group of ex-presidents and brokers, a really good group of folks, kind of vetted this for the second half of 2015, and then we have looked into some more things about it. Your current 2016 leadership, and have come to the following. So basically, just to give you an overview, it would establish the MLS as a wholly owned, it would dissolve the MLS as a wholly owned subsidiary, which is how we have it structured now. The MLS would then become a committee with authority in line with those of the wholly owned subsidiary. And the MLS would then, be a committee of GCAR. It would merge the MLS activities into GCAR. So a few of the things that does is it reduces members' volunteer time preparing and managing two different budgets for two different companies. So we'll just have one budget. It eliminates the time, expenses, and risks related to how we allocate our income and expenses between the two companies. Basically, it makes it to where we don't have to spend a ton of time trying to make us look nonprofit, make us be able to meet that standard with our federal nonprofit standard. It enables significant annual savings of actual costs and staff time supporting the two companies, so with those shared income expenses. So yeah, there's an enormous amount of time that we've been putting into dividing up all these different costs and trying to figure out, well, how much staff time was spent on MLS, how much staff time was spent on GCAR, and where did these funds come from, and how do we split up the funds between the two companies and all that. So that's kind of the tightrope we've been walking. As far as our tax status, I want to explain this to you a little bit, that we did have a delay this year from when we were going to originally vote on this. And part of it was because there was a question about if we keep our nonprofit tax status if we did go down this road. And initially what we kind of said is that it wouldn't jeopardize that tax status, but we should have said it should not jeopardize it. So there's a really small risk that it could, according to our CPA. And some things that were decided by courts in the 60s about whether the MLS is a non-essential or not to our business, kind of makes it to where it's safer for us to make GCAR as a in terms of the for our federal income tax, to make it be a for-profit company, so that we aren't having to figure out kind of how monies are divided up and everything else, like I was talking about earlier. What we would be, though, we'd remain a Tennessee nonprofit, and there just aren't as strict requirements that they have to remain a nonprofit, and that would have advantages in our excise tax. The next slide has that. No, it doesn't. Sorry. So that makes it to where we don't have to have pay franchise and excise tax. So, but on a federal level, we're not going to be a nonprofit anymore, and actually, it's less liability if we do it that way. In the end all, your board's hope is to create the best structure that we can for the MLS, to serve our membership well, and really to steward our resources well. So the old system we had doesn't seem to be stewarding our resources in the best way that we could. So anyway, the vote will take place this week. There'll be online voting. May 1st is when you should get an email that says it's from announcement@associationvoting.com. So if you could click on that and vote for that. Like I said, we vetted this, and this is really the best thing for the association, and I think for its members. So, all right, thanks for your time. If you have any other questions, feel free to call me, Nathan Walldorf, at 423-544-7700. Thanks. Bye.